Today, we're going behind the scenes of the Global Collegiate Sales Competition at ISSA Show North America. It's the first time ever at our show. In this live high energy challenge, university teams compete head to head in speed selling and real world role plays, with the finals taking place on the show floor. We're going to unpack how the contest works, why it matters for the industry, what students gain from it, and how employers can spot their next great hire. So let's get into it. It's my pleasure now to welcome two guests of the program who are going to be at ISSA Show, and they are involved in this competition, Mark and Brian. Love to hear a little bit about yourself. Let's start with you, Brian. Introduce yourself and tell us what you do.
Sure. I'm Brian Collins. I'm the director of the Virginia Tech Sales Center here at the university. And background is from business, 23, 24 years in sales and mergers and acquisitions. I got here about 11 years ago, so it's been a great ride.
Well, thanks for joining us today. Will this be your first ISSA show?
Well, I went last year as a guest, but so this will be the first time though that we have the competition there.
So you're coming to work.
Yes.
All right. Mark, you've been to ISSA show. Tell us about yourself.
So, Mark Michelson, I'm the Associate Director of the Virginia Tech Sales Center, and I teach sales classes here as well as careers and marketing class. I actually spent 25 years in the industry. I worked for Encore Paper, SCA Tissue, which is now Essity, and Morcon was my last stop. So this is like coming home for me. I spent many ISSA shows, and I'm real excited about coming here. And I've just started my fourth year at Virginia Tech, and this truly is the best job I've ever had.
Mark, that means we have met in the past sometime because we've been at the show many years, both of us. I know the companies you've worked for. So
Yep.
welcome back. And now you're coming in a different capacity with this competition. This looks really cool. Let's talk about it. Give us the quick tour. You both can tag team on this. I believe there are 10 schools competing. What's the format? What's this going to look like at the show? And let's start with you, Brian, and then we'll go to Mark.
Yeah, I was going to say, so Mark and I kind of we do tag team on this, and I separate myself from one part so that we all play fair. We've got 10 schools coming, including when we're one of the 10, many from the West Coast, which would be really nice to see our brothers that are out there running those programs. There's two different competitions. One is a role play competition where students will have three different prompts that they have to go through. Each one builds on the previous one, so they're selling higher into the organization or at another level. The other is called a speed sell, which for those not familiar with that, it's basically a elevator pitch, but on steroids. You do it for 90 seconds rather than 30. And it's gives you the opportunity to be able to tell a very creative story. And that's what we all remember, right? We remember stories. We don't remember details or things like that. We remember the story that comes in. So it's a way for the participants to sell themselves in a very unique way. Mark, what did I miss?
From the speed sell aspect, the contestants are going to be on the show floor going to different booths and giving their speed sell to a representative at that booth. And then the finals will be on the show floor on Thursday. So that's real exciting. And the role play is real exciting because like Brian said, it is an actual real life scenario that they have to train for. So we just started last week training for this competition. So between now and basically when we arrive in Vegas, it's all hands on deck to prepare. And that's my job to prepare the students for the role play. And then Brian and I will both get our students together for the speed sell.
Now, you said Virginia Tech is coming to compete as well,
Correct. Yep.
and you
Right.
work at Virginia Tech.
Yes, sir.
So that's where the confidentiality comes in, Jeff. That's a really good question. And we've done that here before where I am the one who creates the scenarios with the
Yep.
sponsor. So the sponsor is Morcon, and we have been working with them to create the scenarios. I keep those for Mark. although
I offer to help.
he tries to offer to help, but yeah, they're definitely confidential, and we release all of them at the same time. So when we do that, I send out everything to all of the coaches, of which he is one, and they all get it, and they all get the same information. We'll have a training session provided by the company online. Everyone will be able to go to that and attend. And of course, they all have the websites and all that kind of thing to be able to go through. So we do try to keep it separate and make sure that
I
that we're
know. I
cross
was
pollination.
kidding. I know it'll be fair.
But I
But
do offer to help.
a little money under the table maybe you know. Hey, so when they're going around to the booths and they're doing this preliminary work, others are watching, right? This is not in secret.
No, no.
People walking by.
And what we try to do is we're actually going to have we're coming up with a contest for those individuals for all the contestants. I think we're going to have 40 contestants total, and we're going to have them go, each contestant, each competitor has to go and visit a minimum 10 booths every day on the show floor. So Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to be hopefully seeing, close to 400 booths of the 600 plus exhibitors there. So
Okay.
they're going to have to actually practice their networking and selling themselves.
So let's talk about the real world relevance of this because what they're going to be doing as they do this, all that's a contest, how real is this going to be for when they are out of school and facing the world of business?
Yeah,
Well,
we both Mark and I come from industry, so we concentrate on B2B sales, and that's what we teach here at Virginia Tech. And it's very similar to what they're going to do. The way we set up the prompts and the way we set up the role plays, they are actual things that Morcon trains their people on. So it's very realistic. It's something that when they go through and they do it, the people that are judging, because we'll have judges that are there from the audience and that kind of thing, they'll be able to see that how well prepared the students are and potentially use them as someone who say, well, I really like that. I really like Susie or I really like Bob. I want to talk to them after this competition and maybe talk to them about coming to work for us. So we're kind of hoping to also create a career flow for our students back to ISSA members.
So, Brian, I'm going to ask you this question. Then, Mark, I have another one for you. The competition is during the week, but Thursday, how long is it going to be? What's that look like?
So we all get there Tuesday night, have dinner with the sponsors, and have a kickoff. Some
Hmm.
training and things that go on. It's all day Wednesday. We'll have the
The
competition.
preliminary, right?
So Wednesday is actually the first round. So
Okay.
they jump right in. In the afternoon, you have the second round. Then we will also have speed sell the first round that Wednesday afternoon. Have another dinner, sponsored dinner on Wednesday night, and then Thursday morning they're right back doing the final round for the role play, and the final rounds for speed sell. And so we'll be done probably somewhere around noonish, maybe 12:30 is what
yeah.
we're shooting for to be
So,
finished.
so even Thursday, it's going to be all over the show floor. They're moving around.
Yes,
It's not going to
Yes,
be on a
sir.
stage.
yes.
No.
Okay. So, yeah, we'll have to follow a few of them around. That'll be cool. Mark, I want to talk to you about this, and then Brian, you can follow if you'd like. But for those watching, those they're not in their seats, obviously they're moving around, but those who are walking around and seeing this happen, what are you hearing from people afterwards? Uh, Not just those that watch, but the students as well. What's that like? What's the energy
It's
like?
I mean, when we go to a competition, Jeff, they do this. They do the speed sell at companies that come to recruit. They do them too at their booths. And what we hear from the businesses are how professional they are, how well trained they are, how personable they are. And I definitely want to hire this and I want to talk to this individual. And when Brian and I were walking the show floor last year at the ISSA, talking to different companies about this idea, about this competition, they were very excited because they're like, wait a minute, you mean to tell me that's a potential pipeline into potential salespeople? We're like, that's what we're trying to do. And they're like, let us know how we can get involved in this. So it's the buzz is there from last year, and now the more that we keep talking about it and talking to some of the different companies, they're pretty excited that we're doing this, and they're like, are they going to come to our booth? And I'm like, yeah, we'll make sure that they come to your booth.
So if I'm at a booth, if I'm an exhibitor and they come to me and they do the pitch and I like what I hear, can I hire that person right then?
You could
You
try.
you can by all means. That's
Yes.
literally why what we bring them there to for one or two things. They're either our students are looking for a job when they graduate or an internship. And what better place to do this to a industry that is looking for salespeople?
If I were in college as a student, I'd want to be doing this. This is a great idea. Yeah. Brian, anything to add to that?
No, just other than obviously it's very thankful for ISSA and Informa,
Yep.
just to be able to provide the funds for to be able to do this, and the people to be able to volunteer to help us out, and to have this, because as we have sponsors right now that we have pipelines with, but they're not in this industry. So this is brand new to us, and learning the industry. Mark knows it very well, but for our students to learn the industry and to say, wow, these are some great, sales positions that potentially I could go work for these companies. It's an industry people haven't thought of. And so I think it's going to be a really good match between the two, of us having, the people having the well-trained sales students coming out, and then, the folks at ISSA, the companies that are coming, who need people to come in and, take over as salespeople. So I think the match, I think, is going to be incredible.
When you talk to your students, giving them some advice, what's the most common thing you try to instill in them that you want them to not stumble on at the show?
Honestly, Jeff, the number one thing we tell them is be confident.
Yeah.
Be confident and believe in yourself. And because they have the ability, they just have to believe it and they have to have confidence. And then we tell them that you have the will to win. You have the will to prepare to win. Now just go out and have fun.
For those watching this recording, this video right now, who are exhibiting at the show, Brian, what advice would you give them? Should they prepare?
Yeah, well, I think they should be prepared to meet some great students, and to, go through the process of talking to them and understanding what they are. If you are a sponsor that happens to see one of these students and you hear their speed sell, or if you're someone who, gets to interact with them, take a shot, talk to them, see what they're all about, see if they would be a fit for your organization. You never know. This might be a great way for you to hire your next great salesperson.
Mhm. Any final words of advice or things to share that we might have missed?
Yeah, I will just say is that to echo Brian is give these kids an opportunity. Give them a chance, listen to them because you're going to find the next salesperson you're looking for. And this is a pipeline. You have 10 schools right now that are coming to Vegas, and they're bringing their A team. And these kids are hungry. They're ready. As my mentor used to say to me, he hires PhDs, people who are passionate, hungry, and driven. We're bringing a team full of PhDs to compete in Vegas.
Well said.
Well, Brian, Mark, looking forward to seeing you both there for this experience. I have a booth. Maybe I'll get pitched to.
We'll see.
That's
Well,
good.
if not, Jeff, we'll make sure they come by your booth and pitch you.
All right, sounds good. I'll see you there.
All right.
Okay.